My name is Bryan Cook. I work here at Territorial headquarters in the Core Leadership Development Bureau. My relationship with God has really influenced the way I respond as far as caretaking with my time and my talents. And as I realize that God is for me all the time, and not just for me in some abstract way, but He's present all the time in my life, that makes me want to respond the best I can. Relationship always determines response. My relationship with God determines my response. When I see God as good, and I understand Him to be good in all areas of my life, then my response is a reflection of that goodness to Him. Sometimes our relationship with God and our perception of Him doesn't always feel good, but regardless of our feelings, we know that God is always good. And so we have to sometimes separate what we feel to be true from what we know to be true. And in those tough times, we know God to be good, and so we can respond with goodness as well. Sometimes we all go through dry seasons, and in those dry seasons, we don't always feel God's goodness. But even when we don't feel God's goodness, we know God's goodness to be true. In our deep relationship, the more we seek Him, the more we become aware of that goodness in a deep way that we know it, and it's going past the way we feel it. And so even when we don't feel that goodness, we can respond with goodness because we know God is good to us. As we move out of those dry seasons in our life, we sometimes look back, and even though we didn't feel God's goodness in those moments, we look back and we can see that He was with us all along, and He was acting for good all through those times. And I think when we have those moments and we come out of that and we see how God was working with us, it enables us to respond to the next dry season with boldness. And so we can be bold that God is always working for our good because we've experienced Him working for good in those past dry seasons.